What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with TechDaily. So I generally like my living room projector setup. Having a 100 plus inch screen is awesome, obviously, but the issue with most projectors and even TVs still nowadays is that the sound that comes from them is just not that great. Getting a multi-speaker whole room surround sound setup might be nice, but that's usually expensive and often a bit complicated to set up. And most entry-level sound bars are okay for increasing the volume, but they usually lack the features and the surround sound experience that a setup like this deserves. That's where Enclave comes in, with their new Eclipse 5.1.2 soundbar and wireless subwoofer. This is truly one of the simplest and most seamless ways to get lifelike surround sound for whatever living room, bedroom, or theater room setup you may have. And shout out to the folks at Enclave for sending this over to me and for sponsoring this video, because this really was a great add to my living room setup. So on the surface, the Enclave Eclipse is a soundbar and subwoofer combo. The soundbar itself is big, 47 or so inches across, so you'll need a decent sized TV stand to hold it, or you do have some mounting brackets included in the box if you want to just stick it to the wall. The subwoofer is also a pretty good size. The whole thing is a 9-inch by 9-inch by 16.5-inch box that houses an 8-inch subwoofer inside. And altogether, the soundbar and subwoofer pair that make up this Eclipse system can deliver what essentially sounds like whole room surround sound with the latest Dolby audio and visual technology supported. Unlike multi-speaker surround sound, the Eclipse is super simple to set up, and chances are it's likely compatible with any modern TV or projector you currently have. The soundbar takes a single plug around back to power it, and then your choice of inputs to go from the soundbar to your TV or projector or anything else. There's HDMI eARC, which is what I use to connect up my LG projector, and it's probably going to be the default option for most people with a TV or a projector that supports HDMI ARC. There's also two additional HDMI in, auxiliary in, USB, optical, coaxial, and Bluetooth. So the soundbar should at most require just two total cables, power and HDMI, or however you choose to connect it to your device. And the subwoofer actually just requires a single power cable. That's it. You don't have to connect it to the soundbar or the TV or anything. It wirelessly syncs with the soundbar automatically when everything is powered up, which is awesome. To control the soundbar, you could technically use the set of buttons at the top there for power, input controls, and volume, but Enclave includes a dedicated remote, which first off is pretty nice. It has actual big tactile rubbery buttons. It's not some cheap little afterthought remote, and it has everything you need to control the system. Individually labeled input options, EQ controls, volume, of course. Pretty straightforward, but good on Enclave for including a solid remote. What's also nice too about the soundbar actually is that it has this little analog display at the front to tell you what input you're on, the volume level, and also what sound profile you're set to and the EQ adjustments you're making. And I actually really like this. You don't have to mess with any on-screen menus. You can keep your movie going and make all the audio adjustments you need to without any on-screen distractions or having to jump back to a separate setup page. So the Enclave Eclipse is obviously really easy to set up, but what does it sound like? And how does it really compare to a whole room surround sound setup? Well, the Eclipse is made up of 11 different speakers. The soundbar has 4 up-firing speakers, 4 full-range front speakers, and 2 surround speakers. And then, of course, there's the 8-inch downward-firing subwoofer off to the side. Altogether, all of these speakers work in unison to deliver truly multi-dimensional spatial sound that completely fills the room in every direction. Now, I know the way that I'm describing it, it seems sort of ridiculous, like a bunch of marketing jargon. I wish you could hear it in person, but from my perspective, sitting on any area of the couch or within the room, this speaker setup somehow produces a sound that is in front of you, on either side of you, practically behind you, and above you in a way that forms almost like a sound bubble that encapsulates the whole room. The audio soundstage is just incredibly wide, And the difference between this setup and like your standard set of speakers is like night and day. With a regular old soundbar or TV output, you can close your eyes and hear very obviously what direction the audio is coming from. With the Eclipse, the audio comes from every direction, no matter what you're listening to or where you're sitting in the room. And the sound you get from the Eclipse is really great. I'll talk about the EQ adjustments and preset profiles in a second, but this soundbar and subwoofer combination gives you super detailed sound for the delicate stuff, dialogue, music, subtle sound effects, and then for the big sound, the thumps, bumps, explosions, you get this thundering, booming bass that still sounds crisp, even at very high volume. And this setup gets ridiculously loud, like movie theater loud, without getting distorted or muddy. It's far too loud for my condo at max volume. My neighbors would complain, but at like 10 pips of volume, it's plenty loud.
Let's go. You gotta go, you gotta go.
Where's the other one? There's not another shoe in here though, bro. Gonna want to buy one shoe.
I am the one who runs from both the living and the dead, hunted by scavengers, haunted by those I could not protect. Exist in this wasteland. A man reduced to a single instinct. Survive.
Okay, so I'm now on axis like you were.
Yeah.
The different speech sounds which have been molded into sentences such that the consonants and usual compounds occur in the vowel combinations which are met with very frequently in English. Gary for 70, yes.
Uncle Barry, explain that.
Yeah, you're really young.
Started working with Luke when I was 21, she was 11. It stuck and black don't crack.
Okay, how is this even doable?
CIA created the Chinese wall, so you never know I or your dad worked for the company. Set it up where we never cross paths.
The Enclave Eclipse supports Dolby Atmos, True HD, Dolby Digital Plus audio, and Dolby Vision. You'll notice the Dolby audio distinction pop up on the soundbar display when it's available, and while Dolby audio support is obviously very important, Dolby Vision support is an extra add-on layer to ensure you get the highest quality visuals from whatever device you may have connected to the Eclipse with HDR10 and HDR Plus pass-through. Now, I personally found the out-of-the-box sound setup for the Eclipse to be perfect for me, but if you want to make adjustments, you have 2 categories of options and a dozen more options beneath those. There's like 7 or 8 different EQ presets you can choose between: movie, music, voice, and so on, and these have minor adjustments to the emphasis on dialogue, sound effects, music, all depending on what you're watching or what you prefer to hear more. And you can also make specific individual adjustments to the bass and treble with 5 notches to increase or decrease on either end. And like I mentioned already, the bass coming from the Eclipse subwoofer is very, very strong. At a loud enough volume, it's certainly enough to shake the room a little bit and give you that deep thunderous feel as if you're in a movie theater. To me, the Enclave Eclipse is the sort of setup you get when you want something far better than what any TV or projector or regular speaker setup can offer you, but you aren't quite ready to shell out 4 figures, 40 feet of wires, and 14 different holes in the wall for an over-the-top surround sound setup. The Enclave Eclipse is, in my opinion, multi-dimensional surround sound in its own right as it is. It's honestly been one heck of an add-on for my own living room setup, and it's probably the best bang or boom, if we're talking about bass, for your buck soundbar and subwoofer combo that's available right now. So there you go, that's the Enclave Eclipse, and that's the newest add-on to my living room setup. What do you guys think? Is this something you'd like to have for your own setup at home? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video though. Be sure to follow TechDaily on Twitter and subscribe to the TechDaily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.